Hi Spidey fans, it's your friendly neighbourhood Ultimate Spider-Man fan here, and yeah, I'm recording this video right after my last reading video I recorded on chapter well, I'm just finishing off the last chapter, which was chapter 4. So I'll just do my intro quickly here and then get right back into it, which is halfway through. I'm finishing off it, so it'll be chapter 5 for the next video. So yeah, like, subscribe, comment, share, hit the bell notification, favourites, and then follow me on Twitter as well. Type in the S and all capitals without spaces, the Ultimate Spidey, S-P-I-D. And yeah, let's get right into it. Right, let's see. Could follow them. So hang on, I'll just read that last wee bit for you so you get up to speed. This is Benningham's. Let's see. Which is what Spider-Man assumed was happening. He could follow them. If he got very lucky, he'd learn something of value. Perched on. Wait a minute. Oh wait, hang on here, am I? Wait, hang on. Oh wait, I've already read that page. So Red was right though, something she thought of that one. Yeah, I'm sorry, that was the wrong page. So I'll leave that. Oh, Spidey-Fan, sorry about that. Red wasn't right though, something subtle. She was like a ghost out of her own past. White, it had to be white. She began to search for her old collection of stage makeup from her dance days. It was time for Echo to become more than an idea. It was time for Echo to become a name. The contractors came out of the building almost exactly 15 minutes after they went in. Peter prepared to follow them, but they immediately split up, each taking a different though identical dark solve. Without much time to consider his options, he picked one at random and he was off. Following cars wasn't hard at all when they remained in the city. Bridges and tunnels presented certain problems, though he could usually hitch a ride. But the truck there was avoiding getting spotted. Nothing blew a stealthy pursuit like wildly enthusiastic honking. Fortunately, the car he was following stayed in Manhattan on this time of the day. That meant it couldn't travel too fast. He kept with it as it headed uptown, leaping from roof to roof, wall to wall, careful to stay out of view of anyone on the ground. The weird thing was the faint tingling from his spider sense. He looked behind him a few times, but saw no sign of anyone on his tail. Maybe it was because these guys were dangerous. He told himself he would need to be careful. He was always careful, but he had to know what they were up to. The car he was following stopped at Broadway on 147th Street. Keeping to the rooftop, Spider-Man watched the Rocks and Blackbridge contractor get out and linger at a bus stop, all the while keeping his eye on a nearby brownstone. 20 minutes after he arrived, a woman came out of the brownstone holding a little girl's hand. She began to walk down the street and the contractor followed her. He had his phone out and from time to time he took pictures. The woman dropped the little girl off at the daycare centre. The contractor stepped into a greengrocer, lingering around the entrance. He took a half a dozen photos. She left and he followed her for another 4 blocks, where he photographed her buying what Spider-Man felt certain had to be what Spider-Man felt certain had to be heroin. What did it mean? Who was this woman? Why did the contractor want to get pictures of her buying drugs? The easiest way to find out might be to question her, but she wasn't. But she wouldn't likely tell him her life story. When a guy in a costume drops from the sky, you don't immediately volunteer your darkest secrets. Spider-Man made a note of her address. Maybe he could ask Watanabe to see what she could find out about the woman. Trailing the contractor hadn't turned up the smoking gun. he'd been looking for, but it could still turn out to be an important piece of the puzzle. Following the contractor back to his car, he was careful to duck behind the digital billboard on a rooftop to be sure he wasn't seen. He was watching the contractor drive off when his spider sense went into high gear. He rolled away trying to get a sense of what exactly was going on. Then he saw a woman all in black with black hair tied back and carrying a spear. Sorry, I'll do that again. And carrying a spear. She had a white handprint across her face, not exactly a mask, but making her difficult to identify. He didn't dwell on it for long, though he'd been attacked with some improbable things over the years. If he was going to be honest with himself, it could be argued that he was also dressed a little wacky. So who was he? So who was he to judge? He was more interested in the part where she was trying to kill him. While the billboard behind him formed itself into a car ad, the woman lashed out with her spear. He dodged to his left, and it turned out the job was a feint, and he only just twisted out of the way to avoid getting impaled. He dodged and rolled, but she dodged and rolled as well. He leapt at an angle, she leapt at an angle, mirroring him exactly. It seemed as if she could emulate his every move. Meanwhile, the billboard changed again, this time turning into an ad for of all things, the Fisk Foundation. Perfect. The woman with the handprint on her face moved in towards him, her every step seeming to be a copy of his own. For a fleeting moment he wondered if this would be his imposter. Then he discarded the thought. His double had a male voice and a physic. And a physic. I think that says Spidey-Fan. Sorry, I've said that wrong. And while this woman echoed his every move, she lacked his enhanced ability. She could leap the way he did, but not as far or as high. She could push herself off walls the way he did, but not cling to them. It was more like parkour. She certainly had no web shooters. They faced off again, and Peter managed to dodge 3 fast jabs from the spear. The third one missed him by a mile, slamming into the billboard, sending off a shower of sparks. Hold on, he said, can we talk about this? She came at him with a side swipe, acting as if she hadn't even heard him. Another miss and another shower of sparks shot out. He leapt out of the way, wanting to get away from the billboard in case it exploded. He shot out two large webs to catch her, but she rolled away as if she knew exactly what he was going to do, even before he did it. And that, he realised, was how this woman was different. The doppelganger was like another Spider-Man in his abilities, but not in his style. There were similarities. The way two mixed martial arts fighters, or two taekwondo practitioners. Sorry, I can say that in words, Spidey-Fans would always have certain core moves in common, but their approaches would never be identical. Spider-Man and his imitator were similar because they were working with the same set of abilities, even if they used them differently. This one was copying him, and the mimicry was precise. That was the only word for it. Not that she mimicked him as he moved. It was more like she could internalize. She had internalized every move he'd ever made, turning herself into his mirror image. Yet watching her dodge, leap, attack, feint, and roll, he thought she must have studied hundreds. Hang on. Sorry, turn the page. Hundreds of hours of Spider-Man doing this thing, while she didn't have the gifts he'd received from that radioactive spider. Normal abilities were nothing to be sneezed at. He'd been smacked around pretty heavily by people who were just regular human beings. This one was fast, angry, and shot a spear. I like your style. He said, you seem like a really terrified person, terrific person, but I've got an empowering um, an impelling phobia. I think that's it. So let's skip the screen. How about you just tell me what you want? Her only response was to try to put a hole in him. Well, this is no fun, he said as he leapt out of her way and out of her range. Range. Planting his feet, he turned towards her, hands up, in a position of surrender, and walked forward. Why don't you just tell me what this is all about? We could get laddies. She fainted twice. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong, Spidey-Fan. I think that's what that says. She fainted twice, and she dodged easily. Then she lunged forward toward a spot where she knew he would be. She was good, and she knew how to anticipate him. But now that he knew what she could do, he was simply too fast for her. By the time that the thrust came, he was out of the way, if only by inches. So you won't talk, and I'm not going to let you slice me open, even if you are the second best Spider-Man impersonator in the city. So lady miss, wherever you are, I'm out of here. He reached out to catch a web, but she anticipated that too. Her spear came down in a hard swing, knocking his arm. The web shot out of the concrete beneath him, and he followed it, hitting the ground hard. This was an epic fail, and he really hoped no one had called a camera. She circled around him with astonishing speed and struck him across the backs of the knees with the shaft of the spear. She was strong. He rolled out of the way, and she clipped him with the shaft again, propelling him backward into the billboard, sending a whole load of sparks into the air. It hurt like hell. She came in for a third swing, and he managed to roll away toward the edge of the roof, taking a few falls as he did so. All he had to do was to drop off, and he'd be free of her. But the point wasn't really to escape, was it? She'd gotten in some good shots, but he wasn't afraid of her. Okay, he was a little afraid, but this wasn't like taking a beating from Rhino. There was no chance of getting pounded into goo here. Besides, he was curious, how had this woman learned to move to like him? What did she want? Was she connected with the other emanator? Could she tell him anything he needed to know? Through their entire encounter, she hadn't uttered a word, but it was surprising how conversational people became once they were nicely webbed. It was time to stop worrying about hurting the nice lady with the spear and start finding out what she was up to. The next time she came at him, he knew exactly how to play it. She rushed forward, jabbing with the spear. He leapt up over her head and spun around and kicked. But she was waiting for him, like she knew exactly what he was going to do. She grabbed his ankle while he was in mid-leap and yanked him, bringing him down. Wait, hang on. I got that right, but I said that the word down before turning the page, and I still got it right. Bringing him down with a painful thud, and then somehow she was on him. His attacker straddled him, a knee on his arms, keeping him pinned in place. One hand held the spear as if she was ready to bring it down with a foul thrust to his throat. The other reached for the seam of his mask. It was like she knew exactly where it was, and she had a solid plan of unmasking him and then killing him. Throughout the fight, Spider-Man had been by turn surprised, confused, curious, and annoyed. Now he was pretty concerned. He had very strong feelings about being unmasked and murdered, and they weren't good feelings. This was definitely something he didn't want to happen. He also wasn't that big on getting his butt handed to him by someone he outweighed by at least 30 pounds of enhanced muscle. Getting stuck with a spear is going to ruin my schedule for the week. Unfortunately, he didn't have to. Her knees kept his arms from swinging. Knees were good for that sort of thing. But the thing about Neige was that they were narrow and pointy. That left him with a limited range of motion. He shifted his wrist and aimed his web. Sure, a jerk of his twists and a jerk of his wrists, and he was moving while she was tumbling off of him. And as soon as he was free, he spun to face her, crouching and hoping to take advantage of her confusion and pin her in place. The confusion was his, though. The woman was gone. He only had his eyes off her for a few seconds, but she had vanished. Maybe inside the building. Maybe she leapt to another rooftop she could be hiding, or she might have already scrambled down into the street. A person with a hand on their face couldn't exactly blend in, but this was. Sorry, yeah, but this was still New York, and she wouldn't stand out either. If he saw someone like that, he figured she was on her way to a theatre or a dance company rehearsal. He wouldn't immediately wonder if she'd just been fighting a super cool hero dude on a roof. Spider-Man students unconsciously scratched the back of his head. He hadn't been stuck like a figurative. He hadn't been stuck like a figurative pig. That was good. He managed to get smacked around by a woman who clearly did a lot of strength training, but whose main ability seemed to be watching Spider-Man exercise tapes. That was bad. Also bad was that whatever connection she had to the murderous imitator, assuming there was one, remained unknown. So in short, an unimpressive display and nothing to show for himself. The Rocks and Blackridge contractor was long gone. Oblivious to the drama that had played out above his head. Apparently, he'd been sent by Fisk to take pictures of an ordinary woman with an extremely troubled life. Another mystery which was also not a win. It certainly didn't bring him any closer to Annika's murderer. It was at least a clue. And any more than that wasn't a complete disaster was what counted as a victory these days. Yeah, Spy fans, that's actually going to be it for this video. So that's me on the chapter 5 now. So I'll just put my bookmark in there. Don't know if I'll continue it now, but no, I'll just check the other chapters just to see. That's chapter 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there's only five in that one. Okay, that's actually not too bad. Okay, other than that, that's going to be it for this video, Spy fans. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this, and then sorry for any parts where I might have mucked up there. But yeah, other than that, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this, and I will see all you Spy fans and all of my next epic Spidey videos. It's your friendly neighbourhood Spider Cop over and out. Thwep, 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 thwep.